production of meat has doubled in the last 30 years and increased fourfold since the mid-1960s, and production is expected to continue to grow. By 2050, global meat consumption is projected to reach between 460 million and a staggering 570 million tons. At the same time, the world's cropland area is shrinking. By 2050, we might have less than 0.1 hectares per person on the planet. Scientists have warned livestock production needs to reach its peak before 2030 in order to tackle the climate emergency. However, meat consumption is showing no signs of stopping and is projected to keep increasing until at least 2050. So, to reach this goal, consumption of meat products, particularly beef, in Western countries must be reduced by around 90%. Great change is urgently needed in the hands of all individuals as meat consumption continues to contribute to the global food crisis. Therefore, we, the students at Simon Fraser University, have a responsibility to do what we can to create a brighter and thriving future for both people and animals alike. Previously, we discussed what measures the cafeteria at our school can put in place to promote more sustainable meat options, and now it is up to you to join the battle and carry over the lessons outside of university. The most significant impact of reducing red meat in campus dining halls won't happen during a student's university years, but it is rather through the choices they are inspired to make as a consumer over the course of a whole lifetime. Universities are only the starting point. They change more than menus at first, they change and open students' minds to bright new ideas. In the dining hall, like in the classroom, it's all about education, increasing awareness and passing on the incentive to carry those aspects over to their personal lives. You may have humility and be discouraged to set out on your own, as you feel one person can make that drastic of a difference, especially if those around you don't follow suit. And while yes, one person cutting out meat for a day a week might have their climate impact neutralized by someone who eats steak for dinner once a week, but there remains a small, permanent reduction in the meat being purchased by that one individual in their local market, and over time, that one person who abstains from eating meat may influence the people around them, serving as a role model for how culture can change and improve. If you need further reason to reconsider, the health benefits of reducing your meat consumption are significant, not only for the climate, but also for your own well-being. Eating less meat has been found to decrease the chances of developing heart disease, stroke, diabetes, kidney disease, liver disease, or lung disease. The World Health Organization has even classified processed meat like sausage, bacon, and ham as having the potential to cause cancer to humans. These cheaply produced, poor welfare animal products also increase the risk of foodborne diseases and contribute to antimicrobial resistance. In addition, to feed a growing world population, it's far more efficient to use land to produce crops that people can consume directly, and to have a fair global approach ensuring that parts of the world with diets high in meat and dairy shift towards more plant-based foods. In the scenario where Canadians ate fewer animal products, the agriculture sector could save $12.5 billion by 2050. To reach Canada's emission goals, the sector will have to invest in emissions reduction technology or pay for offsets, and farming plants instead of animals is therefore a viable solution. Raising animals for consumption takes much more land and resources than growing plants for food. A lot of animals are fed grains like soy and corn and then get converted into animal protein. Humans can eat those plants directly and save a lot of energy in the process. Altering your diet to a more plant-based one would focus more on fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, peas, lentils, and nuts. It's rich in fiber, vitamins, and many other nutrients. But however, this doesn't mean you have to make a total shift. You don't have to get rid of meat all at once, and instead, you could try easing into meatless meals, thinking about going meatless one day a week, and you may find you'll want to add in more days. If you don't like the idea of a whole day without meat, then you could start with a couple of meatless dinners each week. Plan meals that use your favorite recipes that are typically meatless, such as lasagna, soup, pasta, and vegetable salad, or even try substituting the following protein-rich foods for meat in your favorite recipes. This would include beans, peas, lentils, which can be added to casseroles, soups, and salads. Vegetarian refried beans can also be used instead of meat in burritos and tacos. Whatever meat is included in the meal plan, don't overeat. Choose lean cuts and stay away from oversized portions. Just as an idea, a serving of protein is only around 3 ounces. An easy guide to balance your meal is to divide your plate. Proteins should take up no more than 1/4 of your plate, and then vegetables and fruits should cover half of your plate. Whole grains can make up the rest. Now, it may seem daunting to have to alter your diet, especially if you prefer meat over vegetables, but rest assured that it can lead to greatness, and always be aware of what you are working towards. Taking the US as an example, if every person cut their meat consumption by 25%, it would reduce annual greenhouse gas emissions by 1%, which admittedly doesn't sound like a lot, but it would help to protect the rainforest, so the positive effects, including reduced water and fertilizer use, improved biodiversity, and safeguarded rights of indigenous peoples, would be amplified. Moreover, perhaps most importantly, social action is contagious, in a good way. If lots of us begin to eat less meat, and if we talk about it constructively, we will likely influence others. Pretty soon, the 1% reduction can become 2% and even more. And what if people are reluctant to try it? Well, I say it's best to ease yourself into it and start small. One of the most well-known approaches would be to get people to cut down their meat consumption in introducing special days or even months in order to remove it from a person's diet. One study of Meat-Free Monday participants found that 1 in 5 became vegetarian or vegan within 5 years. Another idea would be maybe to try going meatless in January. It's clever because it is the month of the year when people are most likely to be open to overhauling their lifestyle in the interests of health. Reducing your environmental impact doesn't have to mean a total and abrupt shift. It's about taking whatever steps you can to create new habits and even inspire others by focusing on the bigger picture. A little less meat for one day may not seem like a significant enough contribution, but less meat over time will add up to a meaningful impact. I encourage you all then to heed my advice and to aim to do your part in whatever way you can.